Now then, welcome back to new Eriador. And I'm doing a bit of work on the spider farm again today. Had a little change of plans. Changed things around by, instead of having 2 kill chambers off here, one either side of this sort of route here, I spotted that this one was exactly right to be from that glass there to this glass here. Same equal distance as that glass there to this glass here. So the dead center of the room, technically, between the 2 spawners is right here. So, for the sake of symmetry, I'm keeping that there, even though for the sake of symmetry I should move everything across. And this is now going to be the entrance. So the entrance is going to be to the side slightly instead of into the middle, which may put a few of you off. I don't know what I can do. This is a natural part of the abandoned mineshaft, and it is here. Yeah, walking straight through here just makes sense. Having a straight through walk makes sense. We kind of touched on that last episode, but having 2 of these, one either side, didn't make sense because this one would be far too close to there in comparison to this one being far, far away from there. So instead, we've now got a nice centralised kill chamber in the room. A few things I've noticed that are problematic though. I came down and I put glass in over the water so I could see where the spiders were going, where they were getting stuck. Especially on this side because of the turns in the water, the way the waterways turn. I was trying to make sure that the spiders were going through as efficiently as possible. And I spotted that this little set of traps here, as it were, that stop in the water, because there's no water anywhere there, they can actually sit on these pressure plates, and 2 can sit side by side and just hold up, waiting for the third to come along and knock one of them out of place. Hopefully he knocks 2 out of place and replaces him with himself. These ones, they only ever get 1 on at a time, and the next one through always knocks them on 1. So that's not too bad, but that little section there is going to need changing. The problem I have is I've only got 1 water source block in order to get a diagonal flow of water. So anything I change here is going to affect this diagonal water flow. And I'm not sure I can afford that. I'm not sure I can make that work any other way. But we might check that out in a bit. Another thing I was considering, right, because I've got a similar sort of problem over here. Not really the same, but I've got a similar sort of problem where there's a few pressure plates there that they get caught on. I was thinking of adding packed ice underneath. And I don't know if that works. Whether that makes them move faster. So that they would push through and across because they're moving at a higher speed. So I wanted to test that out today as well. Another thing I've got a little issue with is this here. I've got 3 source blocks here that flow off in that direction. And because you can just about make out, hopefully, there's a 2 wide gap here for them to come up. I changed from a 1 wide to a 2 wide so that they would have plenty of room to come up. But those that come up straight away can get stuck on this wall, and because these water blocks here are not flowing in that direction, they get stuck, which is another little issue. Which could be on this side as well. It's at exactly the same setup. I just haven't seen as many die in this edge as I have on the other side. So I've got a little bit of changing around to do still, a little bit of messing about to do before it's okay, and I've got to lay a track around the outside edge. I thought I'd just give you a little looky at what I'm doing before I crack on with it. I'm not going to show you how I put ice down, I'm not going to show you how I rectify this. I'll just come back and show you afterwards. And also, laying track is another fairly simple task that I'm going to do quickly, just literally around here. Once I've got it all set up, the AFK track's going to get put in place. And I've got to think of building block ideas still. I did have some cool suggestions, one from Chloe, which was to make it so that it was like an Aztec temple. But I can't really see how this would look like an Aztec temple in this place. I also thought of an idea of trying to do some sort of spider pattern or spider web or something pattern. And I may give that a go. I've got lots and lots of this diorite. Is it diorite? Andesite? Diorite, is it? That's the lighter stuff. Yeah, diorite. I've got loads of this diorite. And if possible, I could potentially make some kind of spider web looking thing going on over here. And I'll say hi to NoCons. On the server with me today, NoCons and MDog are currently available. I'm thinking maybe if I make it diorite and black clay. Black clay is not quite as dark as coal, but maybe I could do something like that and have something slightly different on the floor maybe, but have a dark spiderwebby look around the room. I don't know yet. I don't know how it's going to work out. I'm going to plot some bits and pieces out and mess around with it for a little while, and I'll be back with you guys when I've got something to show you. Alrighty, we are cruising around the spider farm. Cruising around. I've done a lot of black stained clay. Lots and lots. And it actually ties in quite nicely with the granite, because it's got a kind of a red tone to it, hasn't it? Black stained clay has got a kind of a reddish tone to it. So I quite like how it ties in. It's quite good. I'm using sea lanterns because I always use sea lanterns. However, I have been also checking out... let's just hop off this. I have also been checking out the use of the redstone lamps. Ping. Hey, you're supposed to stop when you get to a minecart that's off. Thank you. Been checking this out because it also sort of matches in with the colour scheme. But it's looking okay. Looking okay. I'm also thinking along the lines that when I looked at this the first time, when I looked at this sort of like square area, it's a 6 by 7 area, but it just reminded me of the bits that you could possibly make out of a spider's face. If we have a look at this dude over here, because you've got the little eyes in the top 2 corners, right, which would be these top 2 corners, eyes in the tops of his head, and eyes in the middle there as well. So I was thinking of ways that I could potentially put red eyes and maybe some greenish clay down here so that it's a spider face from this side. But I ended up just messing around for a bit and didn't actually get it completed at all. Nah, never mind. I've got an inventory full of diorite and polished diorite. I've moved all my stuff around, got it all set up and all centralized. Got all my track down. I've been running it for a little while, and it seems to be working a lot smoother now. There's no kind of blockages, and everything's just going up and dying from both sides very easily. And because I've been around here for a long time setting this up, look how much string I've already got. Just from like doing the work around here, the spider spawners have been spawning and they've just been dying. Awesome. I will still need to take that away and then into the corridor of awesomeness and take it into the system and deliver it all, probably by a minecart somewhere along the lines in the future. But that's just a nice little drop-off point for now, just to help me get to it. And I'll connect it all up to the rest another day. Right now, though, I'm trying to figure out where to start on making this sort of spiderweb ceiling. I ran out of black stained clay just over here. It has cost me stacks and stacks of stained clay. I've been over to the mini-games area, the Messer, and dug out a load more hardened clay just to get this done, and been to the... Well, actually, I didn't need to go to the Ocean Monument farm to get ink, because I'd already got a load from over there previously. So I had a few stacks of ink. So I've just got this last little bit left. And rather than making some more, I thought I would start putting the polished diorite in place. And then when I've got blocks of black that I take out, I can fill that in over there. Yes. And the spiders, they are loving this trap. They are loving the little swim that I'm giving them every day. I haven't had any problems whatsoever recently. Since I added ice in underneath the water streams. The ice just sort of makes them run that little bit faster over. I don't know how exactly it's working, but it is seemingly to work. There may not actually be a mechanic for it, but it seemingly clears the clogs a lot faster. They scoot past in the water a lot faster, and that means that they always travel at speed into this upward current. So they travel at speed up, and then they come up in at least the block and a half away, rather than coming up straight over here and just sitting there. They're always at least partially in this current, this row here, by being sped through with the ice. It's awesome. I like. So anyway, let's get on with some stuff today. Beginnings of. Now, a spider web. First thing that you think of with a spider web. In fact, I've got a spider's web, a cobweb in here. Let's examine a cobweb. Let's put it right there so we can examine it. A cobweb in Minecraft. Not just a cobweb in reality, but a cobweb in Minecraft has a basic shape to it. It has a north horizontal, an east-west horizontal, and a north-south vertical, fairly much like that, and then some diagonals going off it. So that's the first kind of thing that I want to set up, really. As this is the central part of the room, I think I'm going to have those first couple sort of coming down like this. I don't know about doing it on the walls yet. Right, do the first couple just running nice and straight. That's where the spider starts out from. So we get the straight bits first. The spider would then, of course, move on from there and go all the way around. We're only going to come down a couple because I want it kind of up in the ceiling webby. And we're going to have to come across here as well. I don't know if I should break it up a little bit every now and again, like just have a couple of odd blocks misplaced, maybe. Maybe have 3, 4 on each side like this, just to break it down a little bit. Why am I in the floor? I'm in the floor because of that hole missing there. Okay, you get. Okay, and then bring this over here. And then maybe bring it down over the two sides there and there. There we go. And put that one back there. And then just kind of open it out a little bit. So it's not so perfectly flush all the time. You need filling in, really, don't you? Stop me falling in yet. There we go. So yeah, kind of like that. So that's what, 6 away from the centre, and then 4, and then continue. Okay. This may all get changed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 4 away from here. Oh yeah, I had an encounter with an abandoned mineshaft up here as well. The abandoned mineshaft runs along, but it just goes to a dead end. So this is a dead end mineshaft. So I'm not too concerned about it being there. I'm not too worried about not disturbing it or whatever you want to call it. I'm not too fussed. I'll just fill it in probably. Put that there, and those across there now. Awesome. We've got enough blocks now to start filling this stuff in. There we go. And then we're coming across, and we go down that side and down that side. And there. There we go. Okay, so we're getting a start on. And it doesn't look like much at the minute, but I assure you it's going to get there eventually. We're going to get there. Let's pop these back away now. And then anything I get will be spares. Okay, awesome. Alright, so once we've got that, the main sort of structure, that's what the spider would work off. Spider's web over here. So we got the north-south and the east-west. Then it kind of spins around it, or diagonal off it. So I'm going to do the diagonal bits off it. And that's kind of what I originally saw here, with the diagonal bits off it. But I need to kind of bring it a further way across, like down here, don't I? So I'm going to do a little bit of this kind of thing. And then maybe down the wall a couple. Maybe into the corners. Might look okay. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that'll do it. That'll do it. Yeah. Yeah. And then I can do some sort of like circular patterns in between these straight lines that I've been doing. So let me duplicate this out a little bit. I'm going to put these out, duplicate it a little bit, get these diagonals gone, and then we'll see how we can connect it all up together to make the spider webby room. Alright, I'm already starting to like it. And this is literally me just throwing blocks around and hoping for the best. It doesn't normally work. It doesn't normally work at all when I'm trying to record like this. But we're going to give it a go because this is what I'm doing and you deserve to have a look. Right, so circular motions then. Circular motions. So once the spider has spun his north, south, and his east-west, and then his diagonals out and latched on, he's now got a firm place for his web. And I'm quite happy with that. So next he would start doing little rings around it to add strength. You can't really tell in here, but you can tell there's a definite circular motion. And it doesn't go all the way to the ends. So there's going to be a bit at one end that I'm not going to be doing anything with. So how am I going to get a circle in here without crossing over into the wall? Well, if this is the center point, maybe if I do my circle starting on the outside edge, that could work. Yeah, that could work. Let's go one there. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. 1 there. And we'll see how that looks. Polished diorite in there, thank you. Is that going to look off-putting being that's over there? No, that's not going to be too bad at all. Okay, so we'll do that on this side as well. We got that and that. Give me my blocks. They're costly. And then we had 3 and 1. 3 and 1. 1, 2, 3, 1. Yes. Perfect. Okay. Everything looking good. Alright. Next up, we want to carry on that curve, this sort of like circular curve around to the next side. So, what would we come out from here? We'll probably come out from here and go across this way. Let's do it. Now, I don't want to butt into that too much. I don't want to have it too thick a line here. So, I want it there, really. And then maybe 2 across there, and then 1 there. 2 across there, 1 there. Like that. Breaks it up a little bit more. Spins it around a little bit more. Spin a web any size. Look out. Here comes the Spider-Man. Okay, so... Right, so that came off from this side here. So from there, we're going to come off here. We came off 1. And then we had 1, 2, 1 there. 1, 2, 1 there. Very difficult remembering all these patterns and shapes as you go round the place. Okay. How's that looking? It's looking like the first circle. It's not exactly a circle, of course. These aren't exact circles, exact shapes, because we're dealing with the area that we've got. But it does kind of give us the feel of a spider's web, doesn't it? It does kind of give you the spider web feel. Yeah, I'm quite pleased with that. So I'm going to circle this section off now as well. We'll have 1, 2 there. 1, 1, 2 there. And a 3 here. 1, 2 there, yeah. 1, 1, 2 there. And we're going to get that way. I've got to save so much clay if I'd done this first and pulled the clay to fill in instead. Yeah, that's not too bad. That's not too bad. It's not too bad at all. Okay, yeah, so we'll do that again on the other side. If I can remember the pattern, that'll do. Yeah, we can do that. Okay, so we got 2 there. Are we on this bit? Oh, man, I've already forgotten the pattern. Let's try looking at this over here again. Just one more try, guys. Just one more try. Give me time. Oh, yeah, it was 2 off that side, 2 off that side. I got it now. I got it now. I got it. So, 2 off that side. We got 2 off this side. Then a 1, and then a 2. And then a 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. And a 1, 2. Okay. That doesn't look too bad, I don't think. Now, I don't know whether to do more than that. I don't know whether to do more detail than that. Like having some more bits coming down the walls. Because these bits of walls do look very bare and empty right now, don't they? Let's see about that then. We've got the circle coming out there. We've got this bit here. We have another one coming along here like this. So we come down the side. Yeah, well, let's just go down here like this. And fill that in there. Yeah, that's not too bad. And potentially doing it off this side as well. Just to fill these gaps up a bit. Make the walls a little bit more interesting on those edges, like that. Yeah. I don't want it to be too clustered because then we start losing the effect of the spider's web. But that's not looking too bad, is it? That's not looking too bad. From that side we came in 1 from there. And then we're down 1 on each side. And then 2. And then 1. Like that. I'm getting a lot of mobs coming through from this side. I think there's dark spots around there. And they just keep coming and wandering and sitting next to that wall. And just making noise for ages and ages at me. I'm starting to consider going off on a mass adventure just to go and clear the abandoned mineshaft out thoroughly, completely, and find all of its hidden treasures before it drives me insane. But then I suppose if I'm just how did you spawn in that light? There's literally a sea lantern right above your head. It's not like there's nowhere. Oh, man. I guess it's because that's internally. The mob spawning, it actually takes a space where it could spawn and then randomly determines a space close by that's going to let it spawn. So that's one of the things you're going to have to worry about in here, I suppose. But that's the same everywhere, I suppose. We will figure that one out another time. That there. Did we come down across it too? Yeah, we did that and then down 2. So we'll go down like that. That's a bit odd looking because of the doorway, though. But, well, it could be worse, I suppose. It could be worse. Maybe not worry about it too much. Yeah, we'll not worry about that. We'll have that the way it's meant to be there. And that, and down 2. And that, down 2, and there. There we go. Awesome. Okay, so the spider farm is now pretty much set up and running. Set up and running. I've got to figure out these spider faces. And whether or not I'm going to even bother having a spider face. And the spider web looks pretty good as it is. I might throw a couple of actual spider webs around. I can get some of these guys and just pop them up and around the places. Like, where there's actual spider webs, start putting some more little spider webs up and around, just hanging them around a bit. Well out of reach so that I'm not going to accidentally jump into them or mess about going into them at all. But I hope you're happy with that. I hope you're pleased with the design. It's not amazing, I know, but it's good. I like it enough to keep it. I'm still got to think of how to do this spider thing. If anyone can send me anything on Twitter, then just send me a little image of how you might do this. Dark prismarine blocks, I think, are the most likely source for a good colour to go in that shows a bit like spiders. So that might be the case. I haven't got any here on me, but I think I made some earlier. I might just have 1 block. But that and redstone blocks and things like that, they might look cool to make into the look of the poisonous spider. Not got them in there, got them in here. Yeah. So dark prismium, that's this stuff, and ink, isn't it? I think I made it before. I'm sure I made it before. Let's have a look. Something like that. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, that does have a nice texture that would be potentially cave spider. Also, I've got access to the cactus that I could use for putting cactus green clay on it as well. So I've got ideas like that. I'll have a mess around with those and see what I can come up with and show you a next episode on New Eriador. Thank you very, very much for watching. I'm going to do a little bit of tidying up, a bit of finishing off. I think I've actually got enough string there to last me long enough to not have to use this farm. Now I've spent a couple of days creating it and a couple of episodes over the last 2 weeks. I don't actually need that much more, but now I've got a place to come and AFK for string, wool, all that kind of stuff. It's going to be a nice, easy way to get the stuff I need when I need it. So thank you very much for watching. Please leave a like if you liked the episode, and don't forget to tell your friends that you've been watching Nemsun on the New Eriador server. Thanks you and goodbye.